Hi guys, welcome back to another Explain 12 video. We are flip-flopping between the sims and we are today flying the Embraer 110 model from DreamFoil Creations. And this one I've heard is very good. It's not meant to be used in Explain 12, it's an Explain 11 aircraft. I think originally Explain 10, but I just had to buy it because it was on a sale. It's like 15 USD, and we just got I just got my money back from the tax collectors, the yearly money back day, as long as you paid enough taxes or too much taxes. So I thought I would spend those fine-earned money on a $15 plane. And as you can see, look at this sky though. This is really cool. We are in Iceland at the airport called Akureyri, something like that. And we are gonna be flying. And actually now I got a bit worried. Did I check that I got the scenery design correctly set up, or the scenery pack, like the custom scenery? Let me just open that quickly. And I'm just gonna check. And it looks correct, good. And we're gonna be flying to Vopnafjordur. And I actually haven't even done a Simbrief flight plan yet. But that's before we do that, walk out to our plane. This is an Air Ireland, and let me just check if we have any info about that. We know there was Air Ireland Connect, but there was and it is a subsidiary of Iceland Air. But the question is, was Air Ireland ever there doesn't seem to be too much info about this Air Iceland thing. I'm wondering if they had the Embraer 110, right? That's the... or if this is a fictional one. Can't seem to find anything to verify it. Ryanair used to have one though, so that's an interesting fact. But okay, we probably can't confirm that. It's an old aircraft, right? So the Embraer 110, let me just check so I don't say it wrong. It was manufactured between 1968 and 1980. Think about that, that's a long time ago. Very long time ago. Oh no, sorry, not 1980, 1990. Yeah, that seems crazy. They built 500 of them. So yeah, 22 years, 500. Yeah, that seems more reasonable. Still quite okay popular. 39 of them are still flying. The main operator is Vigens Airways, I think at least. Or actually... maybe not anymore. Maybe they don't operate them. So this is a dying breed. But it has been very well kind of created for Explain 11, and now we can even have it in Explain 12. Let me see, can we open anything from the outside? That doesn't look like it. And one thing I want to mention is that there is a good Google like Explain modifications for the Embraer, and you'll find some of those modifications. You can make most of them in the new Explain 12 Explain plane maker. You can also, and I've added so you can get the rain effects. It's not perfect. You'll have the rain droplets on the side windows going upwards, but I thought it's better than having no rain at all, because you usually look forward anyway. So I accepted that, and now at least I have rain effects on the windows in Explain 12. You can also do that yourself. So that's pretty cool. But look at these small props. I mean, these are ridiculous. It must be because they're so close to the plane itself. What about safety things, right? This one shears off, it's just gonna... But I guess they're not pressurized. So that's also one thing to note with this aircraft. It's a unpressurized aircraft. Let's see if we can walk inside. Well, maybe not with the walk around. So we're gonna quit the walk around and get inside. I haven't flown this aircraft at all, so if you haven't seen it, you're as fresh as I am. And look at that, we can hide these. In terms of the aircraft, look at this, pretty well done cockpit. At least you won't hear any complaints from me. And we can open the door just like that. And I guess we have the cargo then in the back, and it also have its own kind of viewpoints set already, so that's pretty nice. Some of them are very good, some of them are less interesting. I really like this one though. So this is the cargo bay. But yeah, basically I've heard just a lot of good things. Watched some old X-Pilot video on this aircraft, and it seemed to be, or it got pretty good reviews. So let me just see if we have the manual, so we can just do this. And actually I'm just gonna also prepare the BIVO, so BIAR to BIVO, that's the flight plan. Let's hope we have a model for this one. There's a big risk we do not though, so keep that in mind. Doesn't seem like we do, which is a bit sucky. You would think that such an old and quite high fidelity aircraft with failures, etc., would be getting its own, but I assume, or I guess it hasn't. So let's do the BN2 Islander, and let me just check, because I'm gonna guess that one is a pressurized aircraft. God, it's been built a lot of them. Let me see. And it's still being built. That's crazy. The Islander is a popular bird. And let me see. Does it have? It doesn't seem to be pressurized. So maybe that one is the best option. It's been built since '65, right? So it's even older than this one. So let's do that one. That should be fairly equal. We'll generate the flight plan. Not sure how up to date this the systems on this one is. You can press here, right, and we can, for example, connect the ground power. It's supposed to have a really nice sound system, or at least that's what I've heard. So there we get the battery on. Sounds very nice. Did we get the external power? I'm pretty sure we have it. Or actually I know what the problem is. I had this the last time. I think you need to add all. And now it works, right? Now we have the external one connected as well. The GPU. It's the word I'm looking for. Okay, let's have a look at the... And of course I've managed to close the normal procedure manual and just kept the emergency one on, which is not what I had intended. Okay, pre-flight, we've done the walk around. I mean, in terms of how it looks on the outside, it looks pretty well, you know, not that bad. I mean, it's an X-Plane 11 model, but it's a very fine model indeed. We haven't closed the doors because we're still going to be boarding. Master battery switch, ice on external power. Navigational lights are on. Now let's check that it works. So one red and one green. Anti-collision light, rotating. Let me see which options you have. I guess we can put the beacon light. Or do we want to put that yet? Let's do that. I'm guessing you would do it when you're about to start. Oh yeah, this is before starting. It's very quick procedures here. So there isn't a lot to do. Inverters 2 and 1 can go to on. We can turn on all of these other systems just so we have it running. Not sure how well they work. For example, the weather radar. But the terrain one seems to give us a quite accurate picture. So we like to see that. Just look at this, you know, a bit rustic. I mean, some things look worse, some things look better. I think the main panel looks pretty good. Even the side one here. Then maybe this blue doesn't look too realistic, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, let's close that one. Okay, inverters. Totalizer. Now, what the hell is a totalizer? That is a very good question. Let's see, volume. We don't need to tweak with that. We have the checklist. Oh, look at that. We have it in game, so we don't even need the separate one. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna move it to my other. Customize antenna tailplane. So that's just getting that huge antenna. And I guess if we remove it, we don't have that huge antenna anymore. Or that line that went across. Quite common, what I've understood on older planes. Don't need to do anything with that. Tail, we don't need that. I assume that's for flight testing purposes. Can we do anything else here? Quick view, smart livery, field of view, checklist. That's the thing we want to stay keep open. Stability maybe. Nothing to change. So let's add our info. We're supposed to have 541 in terms of fuel. We're gonna maintain this one. I think this is pretty good. We're gonna stay safe. So that's fine. Can we solely... Can we modify anything else? Or is that... Huh. Maybe I'm missing something. But okay, it doesn't matter. We don't need to fill it up too much anyway. But yeah, let's have a look at the flight plan, see if we can get that inserted. And then let's try to get going ASAP. Let's have a look at the weather. Is it... Wait, let me see if I can get this working. Oh yeah, it's because we are a bit off in our... In the viewpoint. We want to do this if we want to look at the weather. The free control. It's looking pretty decent. These clouds look a bit interesting, but it is a beta. Okay, let's go to this one then. We'll do the flight plan. BIAR is where we're taking off from. We are doing a direct to return. Let's see. Are we finding anything yet? Retur Island. Accept. That's our first waypoint. The second one is HA. So not a very complicated one. Accept. And then a direct to the airport that we call BIVO. BIVO. Vopnafjordur. Yes. There we go, buddy. And we want to do select departure. And we are actually not going to use any of these, so we can clear that. But we can select an approach. We're going to do the 04 one. We'll do the... Can we do the RNAV one with the yeah, maybe we can do that with the GPS. I mean, that's gonna be fine, right? Okay. And yeah, that seems to work. Yeah, let's just get our boarding started ASAP. So we don't have to wait for anything after, well, when we don't want to wait. The flight altitude is 5,000 feet, which I feel is incredibly low. We are probably gonna have to tweak that, even if it's just a tiny bit. I'm just gonna import the flight plan first. And we're gonna change it to 7,000, because I'm gonna be a bit scared that we might not... Actually, let's do 8,000, because we might not... no, not 80,000, we're not a spaceship. Okay, 9,000, let's do 9,000. Let's see how that will go. I don't think we have the 1 to 10 Embraer here, so we can use the... Let's just take the dash and put like 16 passengers, right? Boarding music. Let's see if we have Iceland Air. We do. And the safety brief. Pack X, safety. Iceland Air. Let's go. And we will also do, and I'm gonna go to settings. Or actually what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing so you don't feel left out. I'm just gonna add the RNAV approach. But I mean, technically we could do a straight in, right? We could do this one, the Nila maybe. Let me have a look if we could do that. Then we don't have to wait for their... Because there's always something, or sometimes at least, there's something wrong with the... So let's try that one. We'll load the approach, we'll close, we'll validate, we'll file the flight plan, we'll activate. So we should go to the airport and then back around. Maybe that makes sense. Did we have any better? Not really. This will be fine, right? Could they vector us in earlier? Let me have a look. Doesn't look like it. Let's just follow and see what happens. Technically we could also remove, I guess, HA. Then it would be a pretty quick one. Something like that, maybe? Yeah? And let's try to connect. And let's see if we can do the same here in our flight plan.
We're ready to go when you are. 2,700 broken. Temperature 1.
So if you want to remove this one,
QNH is 1022.
waypoint reader, yes, that's correct.
Aguirre Airport Information India. 1000 local wind source 002 at 139. Visibility 6 miles.
Let's see if we can change the com.
2,700 broken. Temperature 1. Dew point -4. Current QNH
Oh wait,
is
sorry.
1022.
Ow. Too much noise simultaneously. Couldn't handle that. Okay, let's see. Okay. We have the packs on board. Stuff is looking ready. Let's see if we can get this old bird into the air and if we can fly it somewhat reasonably. So totalizer was the thing I was wondering about. I'm assuming it's something. Let me see. Embraer 110 totalizer. I just need. It's probably a unit, right? The question is which one. Bless you. Let me see. Maybe the one with all the pictures will show us where it is. I'm gonna guess it's on the main panel somewhere. No, not there. Totalizer, autopilot switch, smart liveries. No, no, no. Here, main panel. Still nothing on the totalizer though. How can I miss that? Let me just check if it's up here. No, because that's the de-icing one. Then we have the static, the pitot heats, and the windshield wipers. So nothing up here. Don't think it's this one. These are just the fire test ones, which do work, which is very nice to see. So the question is this one considered the totalizer? And are we talking about fuel in that case? So let me have a look, because we wanna do the auxiliary ones on.
Tour 259, traffic is rolling on immediate departure, clear to land 24 left. Clear to land 24 left, flight works 259.
We can do the main ones on, these ones to auto. And this one must be fuel consumed pounds. I assume it's not the totalizer. I can put that one on. ATC transponder. Let's go to Alt. Auto. We can get that one working. Same with that one. We don't have working circuit breakers, so not that high fidelity, but still pretty good. Let me have a look then. Fuel pumps, totalizer. Hydraulic booster pump should go to on. What about the pressurization ones? Air conditioning. Because this can't be, or is this the pressurized version? I don't think it is, but you know, I could be wrong. Anything wanna do here? Open or close? nothing. And the hydraulic booster pumps, we can put that to on. Technically we should put the radios to off, but we are not gonna be... Hey, what happened?
4403, at echo ground 1210. Echo 210, 44031.
Maybe they're supposed to be off, right? Let's see what happens when we start things. But we maybe want to talk to ATC first. We don't want to be Iron Air. We want to be a tinier plane, like the King Air maybe. And we want to have a call sign of... let's see. Air Iceland, look at that, they even had that. Foxy, okay, I'll take that. Okay. Air Iceland 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance. Yeah, I didn't really take that one. Okay, because I said Air Iceland, right? Foxy 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Faxi 4003 is cleared to Bravo India Victor Oscar climb via the main 1 Alpha departure.
And what's
then as
the...
filed. Expect
looks like a
departure
pretty
runway
okay
01. Climb to flight
autopilot.
level 090 via the departure. Reykjavik Center on 125.5.
Did we
Squawk
lose
6634.
Faxi 4003 is cleared to Bravo India Victor Oscar climb via the main
Oh
1
no,
Alpha
it seems
departure,
like we
and
lost
is filed.
the...
Climb to flight level 090 via the departure. Reykjavik Center on 125.5. Squawk 6634.
Faxi 4003 readback correct. QNH is 1022. Let us know when you're ready for pushback.
QNH is 1022 Faxi 4003.
1022, which doesn't really help us, right? So we need to get the US measuring.
Envoy 3194, tower line up and wait runway 23 on departure, stop climb 3000, be a short delay. 3000 left.
Foxy 4003, say altimeter.
Faxi 4003 altimeter is 3018 at Aguirre Airport.
3018.
Altimeter is 3018 Faxi 4003.
Let me just have a look. Do we still have... we still have that one, so that's good news. Can we close the door somehow? I'm gonna assume we can.
Flight toward 259 to your right and ground 1219.
Okay.
Return altitude ground point 9, flight works 259.
Faxi 4003, ready for engine start.
Faxi 4003 engine start approved.
Okay, okay,
Engine
we're
start
talking, we're
approved,
talking, we're
Faxi
getting somewhere.
4003.
Anti-collision lights can go on. Now we need to figure out how do we start this bird. The $1 million question. Okay, let me see, because they haven't made this easy, they haven't laid it out.
Sunwing 561, contact departure 128.
But it's gonna be here, right? Start, switch to start.
Alexa 626, exit right, Delta 4, cross runway 24 right. Delta 4, cross 24 right, Alexa. Just 4 tower number 2, 3 miles down to 320, wind 160 at 4, clear to land. Clear to land.
Let me see, start, check positive indications. Oh, that was the key. So just have to move that one.
Jazz 867, contact departure 128.
Low idle. Oh, and the right one is starting as well.
Your safety on board is most important. Please pay close attention to the following information. Place your carry-on items
Okay.
in the overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you.
That is good, that is good.
Allowed by the exits. Fasten your seatbelt and keep it fastened and visible whenever seated or when the seatbelt sign is on. We will provide extension seatbelts for infants. During takeoff and landing, have your seat back footrest tray table in an upright position. Mobile phones and any
Can
other
we
electrical
get
devices must be turned off or set to flight
stuff working, or are we
Please
still...
study the safety instruction card placed in the seat pocket in front of you. This Boeing 757
So
aircraft
oil
is
pressure,
attached
etc.
emergency
All of
exits.
this is looking good.
All exits are equipped with
Let's see if we
evacuation
can add throttle.
Passengers seated
We
by a
can.
moving exit must be willing and able to assist in case of an emergency. Please observe that the nearest exit might be located behind you.
Air Canada 611, exit Delta 4, cross runway 24 right. Delta 4, cross 24 right.
We can probably decrease the RPMs a bit.
Emergency lighting, including low-level lighting, indicates
A
the
battery
emergency
master
exits.
should go to battery.
In the unlikely event of an emergency
Jazz
landing,
755.
We can put the generators on, and look at that, we're getting
in
the
an
system
emergency
back online. Okay, that's very nice to see.
exit, leave all carry-on items behind.
I was scared there for a minute that what if this one doesn't work, but it does seem to work.
Jump onto the slide and move away.
We can, yeah, and everything's removed automatically, so that's great to see. And look at this bird.
194, wind 1604.
Amazing that we can get these X-Plane 11 birds flying in X-Plane 12. I am not gonna complain about that. Just adds to the
Inflate your life jacket by pulling the tabs
fun, right? Having these different planes to fly for different days.
life jackets for
Inertial separation. Let's put that on.
life rafts are close to or
Static and the pitot heat. We can put that on.
755, turn right at east.
Our let me see. What was our
Okay, right turn.
squawk 6634?
flow of oxygen down the mask nearest to you. Place it over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. If traveling with a child, place a mask on yourself first before assisting the child.
There we go.
Air Canada
We can
611,
put it
contact
on.
ground 121. Canada 611.
And we were supposed to climb to 090,
We wish you
and
a
I
safe
assume we
pleasant
can't
journey.
set that anywhere. So we'll just have to keep that
Line up and wait, runway 23. Line up and wait, 23.
in mind as we're climbing. Happy days.
And towers, good afternoon. We're
Okay, let me see. Battery temperature monitor, we could test that.
63 heavy tower cost, Durban 787.
Question is where it's located.
Clear the line, runway 24 left.
We have the light, cabin lights. We have the panel lights, seems to work pretty well. Taxi lights, how are those? Hey, look at that. It's working in X-Plane 12. That's great to see.
583, ready. Ready to go, Western 583.
Gyro and lightning emergency supply.
Departure in the air, cleared for takeoff, 24
That's
left,
a
Western
good
583.
question. Emergency source, so we can put that to armed. But are there any other ones that needs to go to arm? We can put on the air conditioning, right?
Envoy 3194, contact
We can
departure,
vent it.
128A, Envoy 3194, see you.
Guess if you want it closed colder. I don't think we need that. We have defog though. That's interesting. We can test the annunciator panel. And I guess this is the emergency one and it's armed already, so that's good.
Cessna 3755, cleared to land 24 right.
Nose wheel steering. Where do we have that button? And it's back to the manual for me. should have checked some of these things before I went ahead, but I was too excited to not do that. Let me see if we have the nose wheel. Push the green button. I would have never known that. Okay, thank God for people online. Radar, I guess there should be standby, but we won't care about that. What was our call sign? Foxy. Foxy 4003, ready to taxi.
Faxi 4003 taxi to runway 01.
Taxi to runway 01, Faxi 4003.
Can we put nav already on, or is that... Do we have any sort of navigation system? Auto, that's fine, right? Nav 2, nav 1, ADF, BIAR. Okay, these are pretty cool, the buttons. How do you switch between... Because you have to put it on, right, to have it working. The question I have though is nav is gonna be the same as VR, and how do you switch the source to... There we go. GPS. Okay, so we can switch it through those. Happy days. And yeah, we can test brakes, power levels to taxi, not that high. Flight instruments, do we have any way? Let me bring them back into the fray. We can see that they move in the sim, so we're gonna assume that they work on the outside as well. Cross feeds, checked and off, fuel pumps, checked and set. And now, where do we see our... Okay, that must be the green one, must be the takeoff, or is that just the 0 band? Let's have a look at the normal procedures checklist quickly. See what they say in terms of takeoff. Oh, yeah, should be fine. It's around 100 knots for the takeoff. What about flaps? Flaps up and gear up. Flaps 25%. Can I see flaps anywhere? Just so I know. I know that's the flap switch, right? But it would be good to see the effects of using the flap switch. Well, I guess we'll find out at some point. Tim tabs. I guess they're supposed to write trim tabs here, but they didn't get that far. Okay, engine run up. Oh, you want to do the inertial separation off? Okay. Maybe we can keep this one off for now. Let's release the parking brake. Did we get the clearance to taxi? We did. Happy days. And look at that. Taxis very nicely actually. And we have both engines working. How does it look from the outside viewpoint?
Faxi 4003
Looking really good actually.
when ready for departure.
Wilco Faxi 4003.
Let me just go to the startup one. Okay, there's some settings we need to set. Faxi 4003, ready for takeoff.
Faxi 4003 winds are 002 at 13 knots.
Okay, we'll
Backtrack runway
runway.
01 cleared for takeoff.
Backtrack runway 01
Thus
then cleared for takeoff
far,
taxi 4003.
this is my favorite multi-engine turboprop in terms of the airline level. I really like the Kodiak one as well by Thranda, and of course I really like the Pilatus. But in terms of airlines, this one feels very nice. It's better than the Jetstream one by J. Rowland. It's of course a bit newer, but it just generally feels very sophisticated as an add-on. But let's see if we can get up and get on the autopilot. The sound effects are pretty nice. I must say, amazing how these X-Plane 11 aircrafts work in X-Plane 12. That's awesome, actually. They could just do minor tweaks to get this one working. I mean, and then they could sell it with X-Plane 12 compatibility. But I guess there's some valid reason why you wouldn't want to do that, right? Okay, we are reaching the end of the runway. We wouldn't need to do such a long runway normally. It's just me being extra cautious. I don't wanna end up in a shitty situation. So we're just gonna use as much as possible of the runway. As you can see, it's been raining here. You can see all these water pools on the ground. This airport was pretty good actually for being a freeware one, and I'm just gonna turn in a bit quicker. We don't need to wait. Okay, in order to get this working, first things first, windows closed, air conditioning should go to vent, fuel condition to low idle, which they are, prop levels at minimum RPM, check governor, power levels at 80 NG, what's the check for? Prop levels seems to be working fine. Okay, let me see. Prop levels at maximum RPM. Move to test and maintain. Oh, I guess we have the auto feather light on, right? Oh. Yeah, okay, look at that. We want to do, of course, the landing lights, which I had totally forgotten about. Awkward. And then flight controls checked, trim tab sets, takeoff data checked, briefing up in the air, and hover survive. Strobe lights, though, do we have, or maybe that's the anti-collision one. Yeah, we can put those lights on. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. Flight instruments, radar, transponder on. I'm gonna just throttle down a bit. No point yet, since we're taking a bit of our sweet time. Fuel condition levers at high idle. Okay. Let's see what we can do and what we can't do. Okay, let's release that.
Mission 580, Bravo 2, cross runway 28, 1220, 7 on Foxtrot.
It didn't say anything about the nose gear though, so I'm a bit wondering. I'm gonna disconnect it because I assume you don't wanna have it flopping around. Okay, we are starting to get up to 100 knots. Gonna add a bit more thrust. And we are gonna start to try and take off. Look at that, look at that. Okay, and let's see. Feels like we have a crazy... we need to trim this one out a bit. And we do want to turn to the right. They didn't say how much we needed to. But let's try. We're gonna throttle down a tiny bit. We need to climb those. I'm gonna remove the flaps. God, this one is a wonky. Yeah, well, we're not even climbing anymore. Gonna add thrust. What's the problem now? The landing gear? Or is that just telling us that it's up? Okay, let's see. We'll try to turn to the left. Let's see. We want to climb a bit so we can get above the terrain here to the right. Okay, let's see. Now it's a bit easier to turn. Out the feather off. Is the jaw dampener a thing? Yeah, okay, we gotta put that on. That's
Faxi 4003 contact Reykjavik Center on 125.5.
That should hopefully help.
Center on 125.5 Faxi 4003.
Feels like it's very hard to get this one.
4003 climbing to flight level 090.
I'll trim it down a bit. I mean, we are climbing quite.
Faxi 4003, good morning. Radar contact.
But what's
4
up with
nautical
the...
miles northwest of Akureyri Airport.
Let me just remove the taxi lights. And where do we have the gear lever? Oh, now it's closed. That's good. Maybe it's just a warning that we're going too slow. Could have been. Propeller synchro. Well, that would have been good to check. I'll need to find that at a later stage. We can shut the hydraulic booster. Still looking pretty good. Actually, X-Plane doesn't look too bad here in Iceland. And let's see, we're trying to get back on the... Gonna trim it down a bit. Okay, can we get the... let me just see if we can move the heading bug, because I'm gonna try to get the autopilot running here. So we'll do that one. Okay, and that's where we can pitch up a bit. But let's say we want to pitch down. Does that work? It does work. Good. We now have a faint idea of how it's supposed to work, at least. And let's see, is it following the heading bug? It is. That's very nice to see. We're also picking up a bit on the airspeed.
Quarter 729, contact departure 128 decimal 8, connect. 128 decimal 8, quarter 729.
Power prop levers, we wanna get those down a bit. What was it, 91?
Just 7977 descend 2000.
That should be fine, right? Air conditioning, we wanna set that. Let's put it on. Or do you wanna keep it? Let's have it automated, I guess. Defog, we can keep that on. Okay, and let's see. We're gonna try nav. We're still climbing. We're going up to 9,000 feet. Okay, let's see. Condition levers. Was there any info on those? High idle. Prop levers. Observe maximum torque.
Faxi 4003, you are off course. Turn left to heading 090 to return to course.
And we're actually not off course, so I'm not sure what you're babbling about. We can set this to standard. To 992. Ah yeah, look at this. Very nice weather. I was hoping there was going to be a storm. This isn't really it, but at least we get to see some nice
Faxi
cloud variation.
403, turn right to heading 205.
Okay, still looking good.
Heading 205 Faxi 4003.
PX heat. Is that for the packs? Cabin temperature. Not sure where that one is going. I guess we don't need aircon. It's not that warm. Okay, prop synchro switch. Where do we have that? Let's hide this one while we look. And we don't have much time. We can also shut the landing lights.
Faxi 400.
How do I remove the autopilot?
205 to return to course.
How do you do that then?
205 Faxi 4003.
Okay, there we go. It's away. 7,000 coming up. Okay, but prop synchro was our. So let's see, Embraer 110, X-plane, prop sync. Okay, no info as of yet, but we'll find it. It's just that I'm missing it. Prop synchro 16, and the reason I'm missing it is because it's here, right in front of my face. Coming up to 8,000. We're probably not gonna get higher than the cloud ceiling. We'll do our best. How does it look for our packs? And did we get up our... Yeah, we have flaps up, so that's a good sign. And how's the viewpoints looking?
Faxi 400.
Pretty nice.
Resume navigation.
Okay, resume
Resume
navigation.
navigation Faxi 4003.
Okay, 8,000 coming up. What are we talking of in terms of ETA? 45 minutes? 10, 15. Yeah, maybe that makes sense. Let's just get up. We can leave it to cruise for a bit. We just want to make sure we are on the right. So these are a bit lower. I think it's is this NG and NH. I think we want to do NH 83%, so kind of around this level, right? We are on nav GPS, so let's remember to we will need to be on GPS the whole flight, right? There's no BIAR or ILS to consider. We do have working windshield wipers, so there's 2 of them on this aircraft. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, still flying relatively well, without incident. ETA 29 minutes. We're soon up at 9,000, so let's be prepared to hit that altitude switch. Above 9,000 or 8,900, we can hit the altitude switch, and then we are gonna stabilize. I don't know what the cruise level is. And do you do low idle or not? Let me have a look. Pa 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 pa. Can't really find anything. Let me see. If I Google. You always fly with high idle. Okay. In X-Plane 11 it's mostly for role-playing the inertial separation, so it's to not catch any trash into the engines. Okay, speed is good. We're now down to 22.
Faxi 4003 resume
And
navigation.
a range of
Resume navigation Faxi 4003.
less than 100 nautical miles. How much do we have to pitch up to maintain our... looks pretty okay actually. But good. Let's leave it like this for 10 minutes and I'll be right back.
Good evening, Sherlock 124, heavy level 350. Sherlock 124, heavy, good evening.
In a few moments, our lovely flight attendants will be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. Please note we only accept credit cards.
Sherlock 124 with me. Sherlock 124, you might have some light chop, pocket of light chop, maybe light turbulence about 30 to 40 miles, that's the most log. Airbus 330 went through it
Hello, I am back, noticing that we're going a bit off course, because I didn't of course change the change to the correct one. Resume navigation, yes. And if we want to resume it, we need to go to procedures, and we need to go to activate approach. And now we should get the right one, and we can throttle down quite a bit. A bit more actually. And we can remove that. And let's see if we can get descending. Okay, and we are now descending on to our destination. I have no clue how it's gonna look. But let's see. Can't look too bad though.
Faxi 400,
I hope.
climb and maintain flight level 090.
Climb and maintain flight level 090 Faxi 4003.
So this airport, let me see if I can find the charts for it. I could find the NDB one, so maybe we can use that one. 1000 feet in terms of minimums. Can we insert that anywhere? It doesn't look like it. So let's try to play it safe.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect
We
any
should
craft
be
one
at
final time. Please ensure tray tables are serviced to ensure the full operation.
around 4,000-ish, give or take. We can put the landing lights on. It's always a bit scary when you're descending in an area you don't know. Looking around, the mountain heights are around 3,200.
Faxi 400,
So let's...
and maintain flight level 090.
Oh god, I
Climb and
started.
maintain flight level 090 Faxi 4003.
Let's see if we can. We'll go up. Faxi 4003. Request flight level 500. God damn it, I said it wrong. Okay, I managed to butcher it. Faxi 4003. Request flight level 050.
Faxi 4003, climb and maintain 5,000 feet.
Okay, we're at
Climb
5,000
and
feet.
maintain 5,000 feet Faxi 4003.
Can we see anything nasty around us? Oh, and we need to get that thrust. Come on, come on, buddy. We don't wanna crash. Is this gonna be enough? Okay, we're seeing an increasing airspeed. Hopefully. Those sounds always scare me. It's like, oh, is there wind because, you know, a mountain or something is close by? At least we're on the terrain map mode. Okay, looks fine. We're supposed to be at 5,000 at the start of the procedures. That's good at least. Now we can start to throttle down a bit. Faxi 4003, say altimeter, because we're below the transition altitude.
400, altimeter 3009.
3009.
Altimeter 3009 Faxi 4003.
Okay. Are we still pitching? God, it's weird how you can even kind of get this, how would you say, hallucination in a sim, right? Where I'm certain I'm pitching up, but I'm not. And then I just need to look at the instruments, right? But yeah, flying is a dangerous hobby. Hell, even flight sim flying is. Nah, not really, but almost, right? Let's have a look here. The pumps on the left one is crazy high. Why is that? Why is that? Yeah, of course that one will. But is there something else that's? Okay, so before landing, we want to turn off the propeller synchro. We do want to turn on the booster pump. We do want to slow our speed a bit. We actually do want to keep nose wheel steering on, so maybe I was wrong actually. We can't do that yet though. I guess we need to maybe have the gears down. Oxygen valve if installed closed. That's the $1,000,000 question. Here's the battery temperature. Oh. That's a pretty high temp. Anything else we need to do? Maybe the PAX heat. Will that help with the temps or no? Okay, I'm grasping at straws here. Some things could be bugged as well. That's worth remembering. Is that water? I would think so, right? This looks a bit like where we're gonna be landing here, right? So let's pay close attention to that. What else do we need to know? In terms of descending, it's a 3.41 glide path. At let's check at what point. So at the 4 we should be at 2,500. I'm hoping it's below the sea or the weather, because I didn't actually check that now. Below the clouds, I didn't check what the weather was gonna be. So we're gonna get a northern wind, so it'll be a crosswind. Well, let's see if it's at the ground as well. Scattered at 600. Guys, this might be bad. I might not even be able to pull this off. We might see a first crash. We hope not. The altitude is 10. Okay, so maybe we'll be fine. But the problem is the minimums, right? And I don't have the minimums for the... For the RNAV one. I only have the NDB. I mean, we could check Chart Fox, but they are not...
Faxi 4003, expect vectors to the RNAV approach to runway 04 with a Nyla transition at Vopnevjord.
Oh, they had it actually. Well, look at that.
Vectors to the RNAV approach to runway 04
Okay,
with
the
a
minimums
Nyla
are below
transition.
actually.
Faxi 4003.
Or kind of at the point. It's 700. We don't have VNAV, right? Okay, but I don't want any goddamn vectors. I just want to get going. I just want to land. I'm gonna put on the taxi lights as well. Oh wait, did that shine up there? Oh, look at that. Highly intriguing. Before landing, we want to go up with the flaps. and we're gonna wanna do it for the descent. We have about 20 nautical miles to go. I'm gonna do it once we pass Nilat. It's about 5 nautical miles, give or take. I feel like we're a bit to the center with this position, but oh well. Maybe it's good so you see the GPS right, but oh well. Any other things are looking odd? I don't think so. Auto feather. We should set auto feather again. Flaps 100% for final approach. Oh, did I manage to? That was awkward. I trimmed the plane. I managed to hit my trim wheel. That's not a good one. We can put these on. Air conditioning went and off. Yeah, fine. Let's vent. Oh, and we are not maintaining altitude. But we are gonna start descending. So I'm adding 1 flap level. You can see it here. We don't seem to have any schlats or similar. And there we go. I'm not gonna care about their vectoring. Doesn't seem to be helping too much anyway. Okay, we are descending now. And I'm gonna throttle down a bit. And where can I see the flaps? There we have it, hidden there. Okay, 25%. Good. Now we know where it is. Now we know where it is hiding. Okay, we are descending below. We should be at 4,100. So we can maybe put up the vertical a bit. We don't need to descend as fast. So 4,100, 2,500 after that one. So yeah, slowly getting down. Now how's our packs feeling?
Faxi 400.
They seem to be doing quite fine.
And maintain 5,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Faxi
What's
4003.
their thinking of an approach with the... Oh, okay, yeah, we're not we're not doing Pirate ADC. I don't know why it bugs out those approaches. It was suggesting like a zigzagging maneuver that had no basis in real life. It looked ridiculous. That's the only thing I don't like about Pirate ADC. It's a bit wonky sometimes. I would really like if they vectored me in, but you know, did it somewhat like sensible, if that makes sense. Okay, we're still descending. We're actually below 4,000, so let's be a bit cautious. I don't think there's anything close by here anyway. We have one at 3,000 feet right in front of us actually, which we can see here, but I think we should be able to turn. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. Yeah, you can see that one, right? It's orange because we are actually quite low. I'm gonna add a bit more thrust. We wanna do the prop levers at 91 actually, so we do wanna bring those up a bit. Not sure it's gonna be 91, but should hopefully be sufficient. Okay, we're descending now to 2,500. And then we can descend down to 750. So I'm gonna add a bit of descent. And look at that, we are hitting some turbulence. The whole aircraft is shaking. We're gonna add a bit more. And we're gonna start dropping the gears. It might be a bit early, but I would rather be early than late. It's gonna create quite a bit of drag, so we'll have to add a bit of thrust to maintain our momentum. Okay, we're soon at 2,500. Our ground speed is still decreasing, so I'm gonna add a bit more thrust. Now we're seeing a bit of a better result. Lights are set, props off, utility sign, descent procedures are completed. Hydraulic pressure checked, nose wheel steering is on. Radar as required, final approach flap should go to 100%. Inertial separation as required. Not sure what type of landing runway this is, but hopefully it should be fine. I'm gonna assume it's a paved runway. Okay, we're 250, we're a bit below maybe what we're supposed to be. So we can actually press the up button a bit, decrease our descent rate. Don't want to decrease it too much. God, it's not looking good, guys. Let's hope for the best, but this could be hairy. Gonna press up again. We really don't want to descend too fast. I guess the ETA is towards our next waypoint, right? Okay, still descending in a forward direction. Okay, now we have around 4 minutes to our next one. We can increase by a bit, because we do actually want to get down so we can see if we can see stuff, right? We can go on a bit higher flaps. I'm not sure what's the highest and how high. I mean, you want to go full with this one, it seems, but at what point, right? We're at 5.5, no, 6.4, 6.3. So we have about 2-3 minutes to go, like that one says. It's looking fine still in terms we're not gonna be crashing into anything. But I am gonna zoom in a bit, just to make sure, and there doesn't seem to be any points, it doesn't seem to be a lateral, some offset or similar either, so that's good. Let's continue descending, hopefully we'll get through the clouds sooner rather than later. We don't have any pilot to ADC to help us, so that's worth remembering. We're going flaps full. We are at 4.9 and we're soon at 1000, so it should be pretty okay. Let's see, 3 minutes to go. We are probably descending a bit faster than we maybe want to, but let's see. I think the conditions levers can go a bit up. So we want to get them around 91. Okay, threshold. Okay, let's see. Let's see, guys. This is gonna be hairy. We're still descending. We still aren't seeing the ground. So that's That's a bit stressful. Feels like we'll soon be, I mean, we have 3 nautical miles to go, we're at 800 feet. I mean, we are very low. Still anything? We're at 700 feet, we're below our minimum, so technically we should do a go around. We are not gonna do that because we are risk takers and we don't follow the real life procedures. Immersion means nothing for us. But yeah, let's see, this is gonna be interesting. I am gonna throttle down slightly. We're at 1.9 and we're at 500 feet. Still nothing. It's very low though, let's remember that. The airport is at it's at 10 feet. So it's not impossible that we'll kind of start seeing the ground just as before we're gonna touch down. Yeah, let's see, I'm gonna actually stop our descent a tiny bit. I don't wanna hit the ground, but this is crazy. Is there really nothing? How can't we see anything? We're basically at the ground level. So I'm gonna pitch up. Jesus, look at that, guys. Yeah, we were never gonna make this. Oh god. There was the airport though, so we almost made it. God damn. This was... yeah. This was not gonna happen. We were screwed. We crashed the whole plane. Not surprised. I should have checked the weather probably. But this was lower than even I would have imagined. Let's see if X-Plane can load this one. Or if this is the end. I mean, we did end up on the ground. But I mean, we had no chance of doing this. Jesus Christ. We should have basically turned back. Fortunately, I didn't have... I wouldn't have had time to do that. Gotta go pretty soon, but yeah. That was a bit of a bummer. I really wanted to land this plane. It was the first flight, right? Instead we hit the ground. Not surprisingly though, I mean we were descending in basically no. I should have checked the X-plane, the weather forecast. But oh well. Even though this was a bit of a weird end to the video, I do hope you enjoyed it. I think the learning lesson you can take from this one is to, of course, always have an alternate airport, always do your due diligence in terms of your destination airport. Never try to land when you're, I mean, you can make an attempt, right? But if you're not seeing the airport at your minimums, that's the time, or then you know you should call it off. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video anyway. And let's see what I'll fly next. I'm probably gonna redo a flight with this aircraft because I do want to get it landing. But let's see when I'll do that. Or yeah, let's see when I'll do that. It will be probably at some point in the near future. But I might take a bit of a break from it. You know, lick my wounds until I get back to it. But yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.